I respect all religions, but I'm not a deeply religious person. But I try and live life in the right way, respecting other people. I wasn't brought up in a spiritual way, but there's something out there that looks after you. In my career, there are many things I've won and many things I've achieved, but for me, my greatest achievement is my children and my family. It's about being a good father, a good husband, and just being connected to family as much as possible. Hindsight is a wonderful thing. There are certain battles that you pick. When they're not worth picking, they're laughable stories. I don't do anything unless I can give it 100%. Every situation has changed me as a person. When I was a kid, I thought my dad was a little bit harsh with me at times. Sometimes I needed an arm around me instead of my dad telling me what I did wrong, but it obviously worked. I'll never forget where I'm from, never forget my roots. It doesn't matter where I live. I'm English, simple as that. People react to criticism in different ways, and my way is definitely to come out fighting. When you get older, you mature, and you start liking flowers. Although I try and keep it manly. I love a nice tailored suit, but I also like to dress down. It all depends on what mood I'm in. I always wanted to be a hairdresser. I'm a very stubborn person. I think it has helped me in my career. I'm sure it has hindered me at times as well, but not too many times. I know that if I set my mind to do something, even if people are saying I can't do it, I will achieve it. My grandparents, my mom's parents, they're Jewish. But nobody ever pushed religion onto us. It wasn't something I ever grew up with. My parents were always very strict, and they gave me the right beliefs and how to treat people. It was very strict and all about morals. I try to pass that on to my own children. It's one thing I like about America, they respect the sportsmen. They put them up on a pedestal. They don't try to knock them down. And that's a great thing, to be respected by the whole country. It's so patriotic. On the fragrance side, I think it's important that it's not overpowering, fragrance on a man or a woman. I think it's important to see the person before you smell them. Less is more. I don't regret the decision to retire. My body was losing its edge. I was taking longer to recover from injuries. You have to get out at some point. My private life is perfect. If your private life and your life outside football is good, then it is good on the field for you. Throughout my career, I have been pretty successful. I've played for some pretty big teams, represented my country quite a few times, and played for managers without sentiment. I never do anything half-heartedly. I will continue to work hard and play hard and do everything I can to be successful, whatever I do. I love scoring goals for England and playing for England. That's one of the reasons I didn't retire. I love playing for my country. It was always going to be difficult, no matter what I'd set up, no matter how many children I have got to take my mind off things. There was always going to be a moment when I finished playing that I was going to find tough. Kids can have great passion and great ability, but if you have the facilities for your particular sport that can give you the inspiration to become a sportsman. I've got my wife. I've got my 4 kids. I've got parents, grandparents still, and 3 really good friends. It's all you need. I'd rather have 3 really good friends than 20 good friends. When you have kids, you do grow up. I have just started realizing it now. It changes the world, having children. I wasn't as fit as I would have liked to have been, going to the World Cup, but I'm not sure what difference that made. I have always found it an honor that people have wanted to buy my shirt and honor that fans turn up to watch the team I am playing in. I have always found that a huge honor. I think the most important goal I scored in Spain was the first one because people were worried about me coming over to Spain as a player. They thought I was just there to sell shirts. I would never complain about the position I'm in or the attention I get. At the end of the day, I'm very lucky to have what I have and do what I do, but I don't see myself as any different from anyone else who works hard and is a dad and a husband. I remember how inspiring it was to meet players like Bobby Charlton or Brian Robson when I was a kid. I still remember Clive Allen showing up when I received a trophy for my Sunday league team. At the end of the day, I'm a footballer who has played at some of the biggest football clubs in the world and played with some of the best players in the world. Some men overtweeze their eyebrows, and it's just too perfect. Men are meant to have kind of a bushy brow. Too much aftershave is also off-putting. It's one of my pet hates. Football's the biggest game in the world. America's the greatest sporting nation there is. To play some part in putting those two things together, why wouldn't I be excited about that? The spotlight will always be on me, but it's something I'm learning to live with as the years go by. I feel this pang of regret whenever I watch sports, this sense that I will never play a big match again. Over the years, when I've seen players retire when you ask them about it, they always say you'll know when you're ready, and I think I know when I'm ready. I think I'm ready. I've played under some of the biggest and best managers and achieved almost everything in football. Of course, it hurts when people question it, but I've come to the end of my career and can look back and say I've achieved everything with every club that I've played for. People look at my tattoos, and the majority of them are religious images, so people think, oh, he must be very religious. I respect all religions, but I'm not a deeply religious person. But I try and live life in the right way, respecting other people. I've never seen myself as a celebrity, but I see it in a positive way, fact that people are still interested in most parts of my life. I've seen the growth of this game in this country, the stadiums that were built, the great European players that have come, and the great American players who've been created. Americans want to be number one at everything. And they are at baseball, football, and basketball. Soccer is growing fast, and I want to be a part of that.